here. I said I would make a video when Let There Be Flight is fixed for Cyberpunk 2.1, and it finally seems to have a functional release out. Now, this is not on Nexus Mods, this is on the Github, and it is still a preview version with some bugs. So, you know, that's expected, but just a heads up. And it released 2 weeks ago, so I'm a little bit late, but, you know, at least I'm letting you know now. So, anyway, I'll link this down in the comments below, and you need this file, the Let There Be Flight 0.2.1 preview 2, and the requirements package if you don't want to individually download every single, you know, mod from Nexus Mods, because there's a few. You can see these requirements here. He's actually listed them. Any of these or higher. So if there's newer releases, you can use them. That's also fine. And yeah, I've already installed it. And the only tips I can give is if your buttons are not working, there are some binding conflicts where you have to manually go in and rebind the flight hotkey because it can interfere with vehicle combat, and that's I think why it's in a preview mode. Basically, what you can do is make sure you're not using any input changes to input. So input loader can have files. So wait, I'll show you here. So R6 input, like I've got immersive driving and immersive walking, but if you've used like a manual version of input config, which is in here, you know, your input user mappings. If you've used like any mods that have modified this, like even my own immersive driving, I have a manual version that'll work even without input loader. You want to switch to the input loader version for compatibility, and then verify your game files, or you know, restore your backups of your input user mapping. If you've done that, usually the mods themselves that have that will have a backup somewhere, and yeah, then just verify game files and run it, and it should be fine. But you can also go into, wait, I'll show you where. You can also go into Red4 extension plugins, Let There Be Flight, and here is the inputs to actually see what the keys are. And I believe you can also change the binding in here too, because it doesn't have an input loader file. It's just like baked into the mod because it's got its own controls, and it runs through what looks like Red4 extension, you know, scripts. So where is it here? Flight toggle somewhere around here. Activate flight. Wait, active. No, wait. Flight toggle should just be further down, really. So I'm just manually going through to find where to put it. I could probably just do it with my mouse wheel a bit easier. We just need to look for the flight button. So mappings, here it is. So flight toggle is default to E, and that can cause conflicts where you'll press it and nothing will happen. That is why you verify game files and switch to input loader so that the user mappings gets replaced. And yeah, you can change this to whatever you want. Like, I think there's a list somewhere in my immersive driving mod. I'll also link this down below. But basically, you go into this Red4 extension plugins, Let There Be Flight, and scroll down to mappings and change this first hotkey if your flight button is not working, because you can't do it through the game. And I'll also link a list of buttons you can use through this paste bin here. And you can see here you can use like IK insert, IK middle mouse, IK anything. And yeah, I'll link this down below. You can kind of try to find something that's not being used by one of the current vehicle combat bindings. But I did find when I did the method that I said, like when I said verify game files and switch to input loader for any of your input related mods, then it seems to be working semi-okay. Like if it doesn't work, you can just hop out of the vehicle, get back in, and it'll work. So yeah, there is a conflict though. Like especially if you've got E on what's it called, on cyberware, like to use slow motion, that's where you'll get sometimes the slow motion will activate, it won't go to flight mode. But just a proof of concept, I'll also show you just really quick here. So you can see here, this is release preview. So what happens is, to know if it's buggy, you just go to the issues section and look for anything that's within the past 2 weeks. That's usually related to the latest release. So you can see here it goes December 4, then suddenly there's 4 issues in the past 2 weeks. Cannot activate flight mode, so verifying game files and switching to input loader will fix that usually. I didn't have to like clear my whole cache or anything. I just deleted where is it? I did delete somewhere in here. Red4 extension, plugins, no, it wasn't there. It was engine. Oh. Wherever the cache goes. Oh, R6K. I did delete these two before I verified game files, and I don't think it really matters as long as you delete those. Like you don't, I don't think you have to verify game files to replace these. You just delete them, and then when you launch the game, once again and relaunch it to make sure. When you launch the game, it will just recreate them. So we should see those two files reappear. So as long as you have verified your game files, you should be golden. Wait for Red for extension to pop back up. There we go. You can see I've got enable mods on. I don't really have many mods except for Let There Be Flight. That was the one I was waiting on. And yeah, we're loading in, no crashes. There we go. And I'll just continue, like, these are my saves, like it's from they're 2.1 saves. And they're from my oldest character that I've, since the game launched, but it still seems perfectly functional. Load in there.
Hello, I'm Arifik Ball.
Wait a second for the game to stabilize, like, get a little bit of the FPS going. I have capped my FPS to 70 because of a bug. There's a little black square that appears when you run high FPS on high resolution. And here we go. So you can at least see the stability. What was that? Was that my song or something? There. And as well, there is a setting. If you cannot see your UI, go to mod settings. And I believe, no, not mod settings, sorry, settings, normal settings, and go to interface down to hint. You have to make sure hints is enabled to actually see the controls, because you might be like me and want to disable this central UI, so you can see this flight UI here. If you turn that off, you just got to press, see in the hotkeys in the bottom right, you got to press R and then Y, toggle off the UI. So that was another thing that, yeah, I want to do that straight away, and I was like, how come I can't see anything? Because it's actually from the main game settings interface for hints to see those buttons. And if I turn it off and I press RY, I can't see anything. Yeah, they don't work without user hints. Enable, and I can see them again. See that? And plus, it's actually good to keep those hints in the bottom right so that you can use the tilting options. They actually seem like they're working well. Some visible hints here. Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of a test just to show that it's stable enough to play. Try something else. Try going down. Go into like the city. There was a bug report about exploding cars if you just bump into them. I'm not sure. It could be related to the way that the game physics handle, the way the mod, I should say, handles collision. So if you didn't know, if you run into like objects while speeding or hovering, it kind of just bounces off. There's like some weird collision that stops the car getting completely destroyed. Some parts bounce off, but apparently, yeah, these cars will explode up, so they're not exploding. Maybe it's speed. Nope. That seems okay. See here. Yeah, all vehicle collisions spawn explosions. So I don't know. I don't think that's Let There Be Flight. Realistic vehicle collisions. Yeah, it's another one. And we'll try a few different, because apparently the phone doesn't work. I'm just trying to troubleshoot a few of these bugs. What's the key binding for phone? Sorry, I can't even remember the binds. I don't play enough. Open phone is T. Yes, so it actually stop crashes the game. It really does. So he actually said it here. Causes a soft lock. Should have read that first. So using the Radeon, turning the headlights work, but the phone causes all input to stop and effectively softbox the game until you've saved and reloaded. Okay, so you can get out of it. And the fix is to reload. Okay, that's good to know too. I can just literally reload to fix that. So we can probably remap that, and he'll probably fix it for the vanilla controls in the Nexus mod release. Let's see, another person also said a few of the bugs they've come across. Let's see here. Holocal ringing, jittery flight, no weapon on initiating flight mode. Burst pop on some vehicles. So yeah, it's buggy, but functional, at least to some degree. I'll also try here. Can I use the phone in normal mode? It's important. No, it soft locks even when you're not flying. So you really don't want to. You really don't want to be using the phone. The phone hotkey. What if P is used for anything? Wait, I'll give it a quick test. We can just remap it and fix the issue with the phone. Second. Okay, so I'm gonna try pressing P for phone. Snap. What about O? O is not used for anything. L is not used for anything. I is used for inventory. So O might be a candidate. Just go down to open phone and change that to O. Doesn't have any other conflicts. Like it'll pop up with little asterisks if you're doing a duplicate. Okay, and O. No, it's bugged. Like it's fully bugged. I was holding O and it soft locked. So I guess it's not functional in terms of playing through the whole missions, but at least you can, know in advance the state of Let There Be Flight. I'll just quickly load back one more time and avoid pressing the phone button. And I'll see if this mod actually breaks the phone outside of vehicles real quick. Because if you're just thinking about playing it and being careful with your phone, you can hop out of the car to answer it or something. Make sure my binding is stuck. So, O, yes, I did change it to O. Okay, like I can open it outside of the car if I get in there. So yeah, hope that helps some of you out, and just remind you that the mod is still alive, and the mod creator Jack Humphrey, he's still working on it, and clearly he's done a lot of work to get it functional again after all the massive expansion and everything. So yeah, it's pretty consistent. As long as I avoid the phone, I think that's the worst thing. And there's also this. I think it's to do with my actual character. Like I've got like a crazy loadout. Even his cyberware is all like some of his inventory is a bit bugged. One of my cyberwares might be doing that weird effect when I first hop in a car and activate flight. But I'm not equipping a gun like someone else did. I think I have to actually press Alt to bring my gun out. Hold R and press Y to hide the menu. And I can't shoot. What? Wait a second. Acting wrong. Can't shoot while flying. Okay, so there's one more bug. You can't. Some of the vehicle combat functionality seems to be broken with this preview version. We'll try landing. See if I can get my gun to work. That's fine. Oh, good. Like at least it's not that bad. We just can't fly around shooting people yet. Just testing. And yeah, there we go. If I'm holding like my acceleration button and I press the Let There Be Flight button, I can't sprint or shift for my acceleration. I can't enter Let There Be Flight mode. I press E. Now if I stop and press E, it's gone to, maybe it's the weapon that's caused it, like the weapon's caused it to go into cyberware mode where I can slow time, but now my car won't go into thingy, so I'll try putting my gun away, and it works. Okay, so that's the bug. There's a bug with vehicle combat, and he hasn't kinked out yet. I can get out and shoot, but now I can't go into flight mode anymore. Yeah, I'm spamming E. It's not working. Gun away. There we go. Working. So yeah, at least you guys will probably run into these same bugs, and at least you can have an idea of what to do. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, when it's fully released and the compatibility with vehicle combat is all sorted out. Or at least the phone functionality, I'd say that's probably the main one. Like I want to start a fresh game and use Let There Be Flight as just to have it. and I probably won't use it in its current state for a playthrough, but I'd use it for free roam, like if we're already at the end game. Yeah, see you, and take care. Bye.